Yeah, Mad Lords gave me the like goal, and today we're going to continue the Japan run, and we're going to give out a little bit of an overview of our current situation here, explain what exactly went wrong, what went good, what we can improve, and how we ended up in this particular situation. As we stand, we've got 25 million GDP, which is roughly around in the top 10, I would assume. Our political situation is so-so. We've got a couple of agitators. One of them is a traditionalist petite bourgeoisie, which makes no sense to me. Then we also have a traditionalist Hayman. Like, what is up with these agitators? It's like we picked the worst of the worst somehow. We got quite a few radicals, actually, 6.51 million. A lot of them are part of the Hayman, the trade unions, and so on. So it's mostly the common folk that are not happy with the current situation. Our laws are pretty decent so far. We've got the migration control, which allows non-discriminated pops to migrate to our country. And right now, the only non-discriminated pops are Japanese because we have national supremacy. So in order to get any other pops to actually migrate, we need to pass racial segregation. So we're going to enact that. We actually have a revolution for that to enact it. So we might as well do it. It's going to actually make a lot of people very happy for that matter. If we hover over Japanese, we have the East Asian heritage trait. So once we pass racial segregation, only East Asians will be allowed to migrate to our country. So that means Koreans, Han, Miao, Min, Zhuang, Yi. Han is basically Chinese. It's basically Chinese and Koreans will be able to migrate. So we don't need to pass any other legislation afterwards. There's like a billion people in China that will be able to migrate to our lands, seeing as we're doing significantly better than all of the fractured former Qing nations. We will expect a buttload of migrants to come to our country, which brings me to the other thing, isolationism. So we still have isolationism. I haven't passed any other policies. I will eventually pass the other policies because I want to do the restoration journal entry. However, I'm holding on to this for now, not pushing too hard. Even though it gives -15 technology spread, which is horrible, it does give 50% authority and 25% taxation capacity. So honestly, if you're going to be playing toll in Japan, you don't need to worry about population because with racial segregation and migration control, you will be getting only East Asian pops and they will get converted to Japanese very fast as they will be an accepted culture in our country once they migrate in here. So we never need to worry about radicals of different religions, different cultures and so on, because once they become Japanese, they're also going to convert to our religion as well, making Japan the perfect playing toll nation in my opinion. And we already started industrializing. Before we go and talk about the economy, let's finish this off here. We do have agrarianism, which is not bad. It's better than traditionalism a million times, but we want to push over towards interventionalism that is currently supported by the trade unions and the industrialists. So we need to make sure we change our government to get these two unions, or better yet, these two interest groups in charge somehow and give them more clout. We've got appointed bureaucrats, which also offers some taxation capacity. We got secret police that helps out a lot. But we also want to go towards a parliamentary republic or a presidential republic in the worst case, I guess. Parliamentary one is going to be better in my opinion because it's going to empower a little bit the people more than anything, and the intelligentsia is going to get the Republican ideology, which is going to make it easier for us to get universal suffrage and hold on to the parliamentary republic system. Now we currently have Emperor Ninko Yamato as the emperor, and we've got Prince Komei as the heir apparent. The intelligentsia is pretty pissed. That's why we have the revolution here for racial segregation to be enacted. And there is a trick here that I'm going to show you guys. Not really a trick, a game feature actually, that's going to make us a parliamentary republic or a presidential one a little bit based on RNG super fast. Before we do that particular thing, the construction queue revolves around building up our economy a little bit now. Since we've got a decent 135 construction sectors, we should have about 200 at least in 1860. So we're a little bit behind with our construction. We focused a bit too much on passing legislation, and we had some pretty bad RNG to be honest as well, but we'll make up for it. Now we are also building barracks in Kanto because I plan on actually having an army. Right now we got no army. We are relying on conscripts, and the Russians have changed their attitude from friendly to extremely hostile really fast. So they might actually attack us to make us their puppet. So we need to have an army in case that happens. Budget wise, we could potentially go up to 250,000. We're going to keep it on medium taxation though. We can survive with that. We still don't have many loans. We only have 300,000 credits, so it's actually pretty decent, meaning we pay 1,000 in interest right now, but we do have a little bit of a surplus in iron and a few other base goods. So we're going to be expanding our construction sectors. Let's say 4 extra construction sectors should be fine for now, I think. Technology wise, we're doing so-so. I can probably build some more universities by this point. Yes, I can build 2 more universities. I'm going to queue them up after after the construction sectors. I'm researching psychiatry, and I'm going to try and do everything in the second tier for society research, because I really want to go to the third tier and research civilizing mission, which is going to make us a recognized power. That means we're going to become a great power once we become a recognized power, but we need to research all the other technologies from the second tier so we don't get the debuff of researching technology ahead of time. So what was that trick I was talking about? The trick is to just abdicate the throne. Before we abdicate, you can have this save if you like it. It's available to all my patrons and channel members. Link in description if you like to join. It would really help out the channel massively. And check out what happens now when we abdicate this bastard. So we got three options. First off, we just get Emperor Ninko, which is the heir, as our new emperor. Second option is we become a parliamentary republic, and we got racial segregation instantly enacted, and we get 25% of our pops loyalists. We lose some political strength for the Hayman for 5 years for the petit bourgeoisie and the landowners, which is the ones in charge of our government. So what we could do if we reload the save is we get the Hayman out of the government, we get the petit bourgeoisie out of the government as well, we keep only the landowners, and as such we get minus 90% interest group for the interest groups that we don't like, right? So we're doing exactly that right now. Let's go reform government, get these guys out. Oh, these guys are actually in the same political party, so we cannot really do much about it actually. And we have to bring the armed forces in as well, which is fine, I don't mind. There you go. Now we can abdicate once more, and check it out. Armed forces, petit bourgeoisie, and landowners all get minus 90 political strength, and we get parliamentary republic and racial segregation instantly. This does mean we get rid of our dynasty, but it's not the end of the world. We don't want the anyway to worry about that snap. And we got racial segregation, parliamentary republic, and we have no government, so we need to reform that a little bit. There you go. We do this, and now we do have a government. On pause, we shouldn't have any more revolts also. There we go. And with the new government, look at all the legislation we can pass, including charity hospitals or public health insurance if we invent pharmaceuticals, which is actually really easy for us to invent right now. We also can go down this path and get wealth voting. Parliamentary republic, in my opinion, is probably the best type of republic. We can also switch on over and get freedom of consciousness once we have a little bit more support for that, so we can switch and get the public schools. Remember that you cannot get public schools if you have straight religion enacted as one of your legislations, and if you get religious schools, it's going to be very difficult afterwards to get public schools. So I'm gonna start with the wealth voting for now. We also gained a little bit of loyalists, and we got rid of 4 million radicals, which is a big win in my books. I think I need to also queue up the construction sectors again since I reloaded the save. There we go, 2-2. And I think we need to get a couple of universities here. You know what, let's make it 4 universities. I'm gonna queue these bad boys after the construction sectors though. Our economy also increased a little bit as a result of the change in government. I love the fact that our current chancellor literally is wearing rags. My man does not have money to buy clothes. I mean, this is just accurate, right? Clearly labor parties and current governments in the world are wearing rags. They're not complete scumbags. Clearly not, guys. This guy is also a land reformer, so it's going to help us out with collectivized agriculture once we get the mutual fund to be able to change to collectivized agriculture legislation. And he's also pretty much on board with changing our taxation laws later down the line, so he's not bad. We still have the restoration journal entry, so once we've gotten the railways built in our provinces, because that's the only thing missing, and we've gone away from isolationist, we can do completely the restoration of the emperor, but in this case it's the restoration of the chancellor, I guess. That's kind of weird that you still have this journal, right? But we got 30 barracks being built in Kanto. We don't have any arms industries though, so we're gonna need to put up at least one arms industry before we start getting those barracks done. So let's go ahead and click this and get one in Kanto. I'm also gonna get an artillery foundry in Kanto and a military shipyard over in Kyushu. We're still steady actually with our economy. You know what? Let me get a couple more construction sectors. Let me actually catch up with my industrial output, or potential industrial output anyway. Also want to mention, guys, that as of 1.7, the corn laws have been massively nerfed. I mean, landowners get repeal corn law for 9 years, which gives interest group minus 5, and 10% labor pops in Japan become more loyalist. That's it. That's literally it. That is not great at all, in my opinion. Look at that, boys. Minus 85 timed modifier for the clout of the landowners. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy. I think now we can start making some proper changes. The intelligentsia and the Hayman are going to be in charge of our government as a parliamentary republic for a while, and that also boosted up the wealth voting success chance by 20%, because the success chance is obviously modified by the clout of the ruling interest groups. So they got 20% clout and they are in the government, so we get 20% towards that particular legislation. It's also good because they've got a lot more more legislation that we will be passing afterwards thanks to the intelligentsia. Now let's take a little bit of a look around the world, see what's going on here. Prussia looks like they haven't done a single thing since the game started. Let me check the power block. Yeah, they lost every single member of the power block. They're the only one left in their particular power block, so they're actually getting absolutely screwed over. I've noticed this happen a lot actually since I got early access. Not much changed. Hopefully the next patch is going to buff up Prussia, because as it stands, they're not doing amazing, that's for sure. Metternich system is the same as it was at the start. Nothing changed. Russian Empire did expand. They managed to get nudged, and the British managed to get a little bit more nations around as well. They got Orange as well here. They're colonizing into Africa pretty intensely. And oh wow, Russia actually managed to get Mexico. So that's pretty much going to prevent the Americans, which are divided into the Americans and the Confederates, from actually getting a hold of these lands. It looks like the Indian territory also is having a little bit of trouble since their lands are divided by Colorado here, which is still a part of Mexico. Oh, we got 3.5k research for pharmaceuticals. Don't mind if I do. As for action and reaction, we can make the trade unions join the anti-Russian association, or they get approval and we get relations decrease with the Russians. Screw the Russians. No, I'm improving relations with them, but I also want to get the trade unions on board with everything. So there's that. Okay, we're back up to 130 innovation maxed out. Technology spread still an issue. We're going to make it a little bit less of an issue once we stop being an unrecognized major power and we get rid of censorship, of course. But we still have a way to go until that happens. The great part about Japan is that we get a ton of military research from events. I haven't even researched directly anything in the military bit. We just got all of this passively from events, making it easier for us to catch up with the rest of the world from a military standpoint at least. We brought our construction sector to around 200, give or take, which means we now are not making any money. We're not losing any. This is exactly what you want your economy to be like, right? You want to be around the zero mark so that you don't take any loans and you increase your interest spending, and you also don't have too much money and you just waste that money by not investing it in your country. It's a little bit of a sweet spot. It takes a while to get the right amount, but the best way to do it, in my opinion, is just to queue up more construction sectors until you're not getting that much money anymore, and you're also not losing that much. In our case, we will start losing money because we don't have enough iron to sustain our economy, and we're not importing anything, so we're gonna have to queue up some iron mines up next. And we just finished researching quinine, meaning that we can start establishing colonies on the western parts of Africa. So here's a little bit of a dilemma I got. I was looking back and I thought that I started actually colonizing this area, but I think either I reloaded a save in which I forgot to colonize this, or I just didn't properly click this, because Cameroon should have been Japanese, but it's English. So clearly I messed up somewhere. I'm not sure where. Too late now to reload the whole thing. So I'm just going to make up for it by investing a little bit more in our western colonies in Namibia and everywhere else around here. We also need to increase the amount of standard of living goods that we have to increase our standard of living. So the way we're going to do that is we hover over here, then we go to our struggling peasants and we see what exactly they're paying extra for. Looks like groceries, transport's one of the big ones, but they're not the biggest percentages. Clothes and grain and fish, that's the problem right there, and tobacco and furniture. So essentially I need to start building these three here, as well as some basic farms and everything, because I just don't have enough of that. I've been increasing my economic output, and I've increased the construction sectors a little bit too. So between the government buildings and the private sector, we should be able to catch up with that fairly easy. We also are about to get public health insurance, which is great. We also already got wealth voting, and we're actually very close to getting civilizing mission. I'm kind of thinking to just take the L and research this with the ahead of time penalty, just so I can become a great power and I can form my power block afterwards. And I think yeah, I think that's going to be the case. I'm going to wait until I get canneries done so I can actually get some more groceries and then make my people happy, essentially. Also looking into Europe, looks like the British are the only republic, which is why they're really happy with us, because we're also a republic, so we have mutual ideals, as I like to say. Look at that, parliamentary republic, exactly the same like us, but they do have universal suffrage. That's something I would like to have myself. And they do have total separation. Most of our radicals are actually coming from being discriminated and from standard of living, actually. So that means it's primarily because our Japanese are still majority Mahayana, 18 million Mahayana, and they're getting converted to Shinto every single month. And these people are essentially getting discriminated, right? So look at this. If we hover over the peasants, we see the Japanese Shintos, they're happy, they're loyal. But the Japanese Mahayana, they're radicals because they don't like being converted. I could go back and switch from state religion to total separation or freedom of conscience, which would make things a little bit better, but that would stop the conversion process. this. So I'm gonna keep with this for a few more years. Once I reach like majority Shintos, the radicals are gonna disappear by themselves because they're not gonna be Mahayanas anymore. And also we got our very first wave of immigrants. The Han have started arriving here. And look at that, they're getting converted to Japanese. Their religion is also getting converted at the same time. It's a slow process, the immigration though. It's gonna get a lot better once we form our power block and we get the right principle for that, as well as when we increase our standard of living, of course. Another really important thing that affects the standard of living is transportation. So a lot of the times people don't realize this, but transportation can be a little bit of an issue. Not having enough transportation goods is pretty brutal. Look at that. In Kansai, we have a need of 209, but we only have 78 produced. So we have an increase in price of 75%. I've already queued this up, so once that's done, we should have those issues fixed. But it just goes to show that transportation has a major impact, not only on the standard of living, but overall on your economy itself. Perfect. Health insurance is here. That means for the rest of the campaign, we don't need to work around this particular legislation. This is the one we want for the rest of the campaign. Speaking of, we also kind of want to get elected bureaucrats, but we are still having budget issues. So if we were to go for elected bureaucrats, we would have a big dip in our unrealized taxes because we haven't built the government administrations, not as many as we should have built already. It is a work in progress sort of thing because we're going to need them anyway to increase the levels of our institutions, especially since now we got the health system. We're going to need more to cover up the health system level 1 and then to upgrade it to maximum, because the more level we have for this, the more standard of living, which is from all perspectives really good, not to mention the pollution effect reduction as well and everything else that goes alongside it. We've queued up a few government administration buildings. We're going to queue up more. I kind of want to just increase my construction to 300 now to make it a little bit more optimal. Let me check what is my situation. Wood is actually good. Iron, steel, tools are not too bad. Actually, you know what? Screw it, man. I'm going to do it. I'm going to increase it as we speak. So yeah, I think considering what I have, I can definitely get 4 more without completely tanking my economy. And seeing as I really want to convert my population a little bit faster, I am going to go for religious schools. I will change this to public schools at a later point, but for now, we really should convert people so we get less radicals from being discriminated, right? They cannot be discriminated if they're a part of the same group as our main group. And we also need to queue up some ports in our current colonies. If we don't have a port here, it doesn't get connected to the rest of our market, and as such, it's as if you don't even have this colony. We also got a lobby opportunity to get a defensive alliance with the French Republic. Now, even though the lobby gives us a plus 50 acceptance chance for that particular interaction, as we see here, opportunity bonus from pro-French lobbies, they're still not going to accept because of the ideological differences of our government and the French army power projection compared to ours. So we just need to build a few more units and then we're going to be able to get that defensive alliance with the French. I've queued up 10 barracks in Edo. We've got the arms industry now, so we can actually get the units and then we can actually be a major player in the whole world scene. We're technically like world 6 great power once we become civilized, and we've got like virtually no soldiers except conscripts. We're basically role-playing modern Haiti, right? Or which nation didn't have any army? Was it Haiti or Dominican Republic? I don't remember. Oh, 300 coal. Yeah, that's gonna need to be prioritized also. So let's go ahead and get a few more coal mines. I think the main issue is that I don't have dynamite yet. Yeah, let me see how that's going. Stock exchange. Maybe we should go for dynamite. Well, technically I need to do mechanized workshops and baking powder first. I'm gonna queue these all up. We can still survive until we get dynamite. It's not the end of the world. I'm just trying to be as efficient as I possibly can considering my situation. Pro Spain lobby. What? That is the most random thing imaginable. Okay, let's get some good relations with the Spanish, I guess. There you go. 300 construction sectors, and we're only on 10% minus for our economy, with the major one being wood, 14%. So that's actually acceptable despite being minus 900. Considering the scale of everything, that's not the end of the world. And we can quickly just get some more logging camps done. I think we can probably max out our logging camps. I'm actually surprised that there's no logging camps in Kyushu. Was that always the case? Is this new in 1.7? I'm confused. That's kind of the only reason why we should switch from isolation is to start trading with the rest of the world. We're not going to have enough wood. Everything else shouldn't be an issue, but wood's going to actually be an issue. Luckily for the Japanese, we do have quite a few iron provinces. We also have quite a few coal provinces and everything else in between. And there you go. We can get our very second company. Bureaucracy doesn't sound too bad considering how many institutions I need to start getting. Mitsui, however, is amazing. I mean, look at this. 20% industrialist political strength, iron mine throughput. We also get the company bonuses for textile mills, fertilizer plants, plants, and lead mines. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Mitsui, which is also the biggest corporation in Japan. Even today, there's literally entire towns owned by Mitsui. Close to where I live, Mitsui owns all the hotels, all the malls, all the hospitals, all the accommodations that you want to rent and stuff. They basically own everything. It's wild to me how massive corporations can be in Japan today. Like, you just go around and you see the company that built this is Mitsui Home. The company that does this is Mitsui something else. It's insane. Okay, I'm also gonna do a few rice farms around the entirety of the country, because remember, the whole market access price impact does affect us quite a little bit, and we do have right now again a freaking 1000 imbalance for grain. It's really not great, and I feel like this is a staple of the 1.7 game version. It's just grain is always going to be an issue. No matter how much you import or how much you produce, you're always going to need more grain. Hey, we finally urbanized Japan, meaning we got the Winds of Change journal entry done. We can now get urban center throughput for 2 years, or for 2 years loyalists from standard of living increase in our capital. I'm gonna go for the loyalist. Always gonna go for the loyalist. There you go. Now we can also convert stuff a little bit faster. And speaking of, I do need to build a lot more government administration buildings now. I'm gonna check the areas where there's not enough tax coverage. So these areas we need to have enough government administration. So I'm gonna queue up one in each of them for now, as well as I'm gonna bring at the top of the queue by allocating a transport, because apparently Chugoku doesn't have enough market access. Oh, look at that. The British are guaranteeing our independence. Hell yeah. Ooh, we got a little bit of support for right of assembly. No way. Oh, I really hope this is gonna grow. And what is this schnapps? Oh my god, bro. Seriously? I feel like 50% chance of assassination failing is high. I'm not saying that my assassins are horrible, but I am saying that I should probably just exile this dissident. Yeah, that's the smart choice there. I am going to attempt right of assembly. 11% chance is not the end of the world. We managed to pass migration control with like, what was it, like 12% or something when we started it. Fair. We did fail like 4 times before that, but still, okay? Oh my god, finally. All right, so now that we got the sewing machines production method, we're not going to be worried about producing clothes for our people. Same thing here. We can use fish for the canneries to make more groceries, or we can use meat. Either one of these basically produces the same amount of extra groceries, so it's a good idea to check what you have more of. Do you have more fish? Nope. Do you have more meat? We actually lack both of them, but we lack more fish than we lack meat, so it's probably going to be a smart idea to go for canned meat, and then of course also go for patent stilts to even out the amount of liquor that we're producing compared to the groceries. This is also going to increase the demand of glass works, which is awesome because we've got a lot of glass that we weren't using anyway. Because of that, we also have a massive increase of demand for fabric to be used in production of clothes, as well as a little bit more increase in a few other things here. So we're going to have to rebalance what exactly we're producing. Plus, we're going to have to scale back the amount of clothes that we're doing right now, simply because we don't have enough fabric to keep up with the input required for these textile mills. Fabric should be fairly easy to get, though. We've got cotton plantations we can get, and we're just going to queue up a buttload of these wherever we've got a lot of population and not enough jobs. I think that's probably going to be Kansai. Then again, if we queue these up in the province where we have the textile mills, it's even better, and that's actually Kansai. So let me just queue up a buttload of cotton plantations in Kansai, say 14 of them for the time being. Let me make sure we get these built right after the government administration buildings. And since this is a fairly easy to build building, as in it doesn't take too much construction sectors, I'm going to queue up a few more fisheries. We've got quite a little bit of a demand for fish anyway. By the way, guys, if you've learned anything in today's video, it would really mean the world to me if you subscribe to the channel. It really will encourage me to make more videos like these in the future, and it would tell me that I'm doing a good thing here, giving back something. I don't want you to subscribe if you're just, you know, not getting anything out of this video. That wouldn't be fair towards you also, right? So just to double down on that, if you did not learn anything, or you did, let me know in the comment section what it was or what it wasn't, so that I can improve my video. Any sort of constructive criticism on my videos is always going to be welcomed. In fact, I've made a lot of changes with the channel simply because of reading your comments and figuring out what the majority of people want to see from me. And I genuinely appreciate you guys taking the time to give me that feedback. Oh my dude, we're number 3 when it comes to GDP, right after the French and the British, with the Russians actually being quite a little bit behind us now. Wow. Guess you could say that we're definitely going up in the world, aren't we? And we just discovered rubber in 2 of our colonies. That is actually awesome. Means we're not going to need to worry about rubber in the next few years once we start using it. I'm going crazy and I'm queuing up 10 more construction sectors, all of the ones in Kansai. So right now, when it comes to construction sectors, we've maxed out 3 of our 7 states, starting states, whatever. And there you have it. We got right of assembly, meaning we can now try and gun for guaranteed liberties. Personally, one of my favorite technologies to go for. It is endorsed by the intelligentsia, so if we get the intelligentsia in our government, there's a high degree of chance that we're going to get that. What we really want to have, though, is protected speech, which is going to give 25 technology spread on the plus, but we do need to have human rights for this before we actually even try and enact it. It's also time that I restructure my government a tiny bit, so we're going to get the industrialist and the intelligentsia in charge. What this means is that the Shinto monks are out of the government and they're going to join the revolution to enact monarchy, but they still do not have enough strength to actually start the revolution, so we're pretty okay for the time being. With the brand new government, look at that. We can do a lot of changes in our country, including open borders if we want to, but of course that's not what we're going to go for. I am going to go for an open trade policy. It means I'm going to lose the 50% authority and I'm going to lose the taxation capacity, sadly, but I've been building quite a few extra government administration buildings and I'm going to continue to build them. With the new government, there's a lot of laws that we can actually change that would benefit us massively. Like interventionalism is a huge leap forward, actually, and it has the support of both the intelligentsia and the industrialists, so there's a very high chance we're going to pass this out. Only people opposing are the Heyman and the landowners, but nobody gives a schnaps about their opinion. We can also go for an open border legislation. I might go for protectionism, actually, so I do my restoration of the empire journal entry, this one here. That's the only thing we need, and then we can go for interventionalism afterwards. Oh hell yeah, we're getting 20% enactment chance and interest group approval. Oh my god, I love that. I also remember that I forgot to incorporate Sakhalin. I literally just remembered now. So that's a problem because unincorporated states do not get all the modifiers from our institutions, plus they don't get taxed. So yeah, should have been done a really long time ago. Oh, what do you know? Another 15%, I guess. Actually, I'm gonna give this guy a little bit of popularity because he is a protectionist, which means he's the reason I'm able to get both protectionism and interventionalism. So I'm gonna make him a lot more popular than he's supposed to be. And we also have a petition from these guys: poor laws or elected bureaucrat. I might go for elected bureaucrats, actually. That should help out massively with bureaucracy, which means we can invest that bureaucracy afterwards in getting more institution levels. Since 15% less bureaucracy per institution, it's a lot. It's really a lot. But yeah, another reason why I'm going for protectionism is because wood. Look at that. Wood is a huge problem right now. I was going to stay isolationist for longer because I enjoy the benefits of it, but wood is telling me that you cannot do that anymore. Let's see if we can get an alliance, defensive alliance with these bad boys now. How is this going? Minus 80. What? Oh, wow. So basically what this is telling me is that they're not happy with the fact that I am a democracy. What are they? They're a monarchy. Oh, that makes sense. They're going to become a technocracy. Oh my god, that is the first time I'm going to see that for the Spanish. You know what? That actually kind of sounds fun. Do you guys want me to do a technocratic Spain run? That would genuinely be really cool to see. Like, we could just go, say, full-on technocratic, and we can try and get as much tech as, just literally rush for the technologies, form our own power block that revolves around technology and get all the bonuses for that, and just play tall technocratic Spain like crazy. I mean, tall, but we're probably also going to conquer all of South America just to get our colonies back. That everybody knows that's part of a proper colonial play of Spain. Come on. I mean, a tall play. Oh, damn. Okay, that is awesome. 72%, almost there. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We got protectionism. Yay. Let's trade with everybody, especially whoever has a lot of wood. Russia. Who would have thought the Russians have a buttload of wood? Everybody. Everybody would have thought the Russians have a lot of wood. Okay, there you go. That should fix our wood situations completely. And we just got the major restoration achievement because this is on my second Steam account. I already have that on the other Steam account. Now we have 3 options. A renewed Japan allows us to get some claims on Korea and some military research speed. We can also get influence, improved relation speed, and damage relation speed for 5 years, or we can get railway building throughput for 5 years. I'm gonna go for the claims. Yes, I think the best thing we can do is just conquer all of this land, since they're essentially kind of the same culture as us, and more importantly than that, it is free real estate. Okay, that's what this is. This is free real estate. They are guaranteed by the Russians, and they're in alliance with the Heavenly Kingdom and a defensive pact with the Russians. So before I do that, how many units they got actually? 60. Okay, I'm not too worried about their units. I'm more worried about the Russian units. I think before I do that, I'm gonna have to wait, modernize my army, and get an army, because I really don't have that many units right now. So let's queue up a buttload of more of these boys. France wants a trade agreement. Okay, I don't mind, because I have that trade agreement. I'm gonna just import everything that I possibly can from France. There you go. Some paper as well sounds good to me. And then once we produce our own of these goods, we're gonna cancel those trade routes and get new ones. There you go. We're also gonna export some stuff to the French. Hardwood. Well, the French are known to enjoy some hardwood once in a while. Am I right? Since we are doing so much trade with other nations, we are now lacking convoy. The thing is, we also want to get some trade route competitiveness, so we're gonna have to build some more ports in order to get that done. Let's go ahead and build 3 more in our capital and then get a couple more around the rest of the nation. If possible, we always want to have the maximum bonus of competitiveness from the convoys, which should be fairly easy to achieve at the start of our trade endeavors. Holy mother of God, we actually have 87% success chance for elected bureaucrat. The reality is that with this particular patch, getting recognition as a non-recognized nation is a lot more difficult. We also have insanely high amount of support for elected bureaucrats. This is at 100%, so basically after 3 ticks, this is going to be guaranteed to pass. We want to pass this, but we also need to wait until we finish interventionalism, because that's also really important to me. We're getting less and less support for the enactment of monarchy. This was at 80% at some point. Now it's down to 59, so way better than before. There you go. We did from farm to factories, a journal entry as well, so we now have the ability to get some loyalists for 5 years from standard of living increase, or approval and interest group population attraction. I'm gonna go for the loyalist. I'm doing that because we already have enough approval of the industrialists. We don't need to worry about it too much. Okay, hold on a second there, buddy. So the British are building munition plants, military shipyards, and power plants in my country. What? Oh man, this is not smart on their side at all, and it's actually making stuff more complicated for me. So I think I'm gonna cancel their rights to build anything in my country, really. Oh, look at that. We got interventionalism. That's actually awesome. Cancel. Thank you very much, but no thank you. Let's go ahead with the elected bureaucrats. It's down to 89 success chance, but still pretty great. Look at that. We gained 1,000 bureaucracy from that one legislation change, so we can pretty much advance all of our current institutions to the next level. And now that that's done, we're gonna increase all of them one more level, because we'd really like to get all of these up to max. When it comes to becoming a recognized nation, we're really close to it. We are about to reach the 200 progress bar, plus we managed to get 80 relations with the British, the only other republic around in our particular game. Everybody else is pretty much still full-on monarchy for some reason. And yes, you guessed it, Prussia is still absolutely not doing that good. I'm curious how Prussia has been behaving in your games, guys, with 1.7. Have you seen it form Germany so far? Because in my test run so far, I haven't seen AI Prussia form whatsoever Germany. Let's also go ahead and make these bad boys here skirmishers. At least that way the ammunition factory that the British built in our country is actually going to have a purpose now. Wait, what? Sardinia, Piedmont formed their own power block. Ooh. Are we going to get an Italian power? Why is Russia's power block in South Sicily, bro? Seriously, why is... My bad, South Sicily. Did I just say South Sicily? I meant 2 Sicilies. Why are they a part of the Russian power block? And more importantly, when did they fully eat out the Papal States? I mean, what the hell is going on here, bro? What is happening in Italy, for that matter? This is actually insane. And the Russians are occupying Piedmont. What? I'm gonna toggle privatization on the paper mills in Chugoku, since I like to get the no economy of scale bonus reduction. Right now, we only have 5 of these owned by private enterprises from our country. The rest, 15 of them, are owned by the government. We need to even that out a little bit more. Ooh, juicy. Level 4, you say. Let's get these bad boys to level 4 too. Sacre bleu. The French Republic has recognized that. Wait, what? The French? I thought I had my relations with the British, not the French. What the snaps is going on here, buddy? Let me check here. Oh, they do. They got 100 relations with me. Wow. I mean, yes, France and Japan, bestest of friends forever, clearly, right? And look at that. We're now the 4th greatest power. When it comes to GDP, we're the 3rd, and prestige is the one that we have that makes us the 4th. We're above the Austrians, the Americans, but really, we're above everybody else except the British and the French for the time being. We're really close to catching up to the British for that matter. Even standard of living wise, we're better than the British and the French. The best part out of all of this is that we now have 75 technology spread. No more debuffs, and we got innovation 150 capped out already. So this is our moment to shine and catch up with everybody else. In order to catch up with everybody else, we're gonna need a little bit more troops, because we're gonna need to bully some unrecognized nation. Now the best part is that we can also form our own power block. There's a few types of power blocks right now with the 1.7 version. There's the Trade League, which is very self-explanatory. It's a customs union, and the primary principles you have as them are revolving around trade, internal and external. The internal one, which is my favorite, is company throughput bonus, tariffs, infrastructure, convoys, whilst the external one is going to make it so you have an easier time with your bureaucracy when trading, and you also have some competitiveness, plus you can trade without having an interest. So say you want to trade with the Americans but you don't have a common interest, well, not to worry, you can do it as of external trade. On the other hand, the ideological union is, as you could expect, an ideological union. It revolves around helping out with passing certain legislations. You can also allow forced regime change on power block members. Enactment time is going to be lowered as well. Power block legal synergy you get as well for non-block leader members. Not gonna lie, I kind of feel like the ideological union is, I don't know, not amazing. I guess the minimum legitimacy you get from this is pretty decent, but not that great overall. Military treaty, if you want to be a military power, sure, you can go for this, is pretty decent. Religious convocation is for very, very, very religious inclined empires. Sovereign empire is only available if you are a monarchy, and it's the one you're going to go for if you want to have a lot of authority. Every vassal can give you up to 25 authority, so you can imagine you can get thousands of authority from this. Or if you go down the exploitation of members, you can get a lot more authority as a percentage and influence and income from your block members. So it's up to you. Personally, I like the trade league. I'm going to make myself a nice little trade league here. My primary principle is going to be the internal trade, and let's also pimp out our statue here. I'm going to ask you not to ask too many questions about what this represents, or for that matter, what this represents, because you don't want to know the answer. All right, now we can form the power block. It's going to give us some bad relations with everybody else, and I just realized I didn't change my name to what I want it to be. It's not, of course, the Grand Alliance. This is Jenny from the block. Get it? It's a power block, and the name is Jenny from the block. Because the block is Jenny from the... And look how beautiful it looks on the map, man. Seriously, look how amazing this looks. Oh, I want to add everybody to it now. Jenny from the block really wants to get everybody inside of her. And probably has, when you really think about it. Oh, dude, changing to publicly traded massively increased my income. I basically instantly got 30,000 more ducats from just one simple production method change. I should have researched mutual funds a little bit earlier, really. Oh, there you go. We overtook the French now. We're at 83 million, almost 84, and we're fast approaching on the British too. I'm also scaling up the amount of troops I got. That means I also probably should get some more arms industries going. Yep, look at that, 15. That is a necessity right there. Maybe I should start lowering my taxes a bit too. Better yet, maybe I should actually start ramping up my construction sectors, because I haven't done that in a while actually. Oh, and I forgot, we can do our power block statues now. That's gonna give right now 25% decree cost reduction, meaning it's gonna cost a lot less to have these degrees enacted, and we also get a little bit of prestige. Okay, looks like we've got a little bit of a rebellion in the north of our nation here. Gonna have to quickly deal with these Ainu scum. And we also reached the point where we pretty much have all of our current institutions max. We do need to get 2 more levels on education. Sadly, that means we gotta pass compulsory... Oh, actually, hold on a second. What is this? We've got a political movement for this. Okay, well, that is awesome. Thing is, we could probably pass this if we manage to get the industrialists in the government, but as it stands, that is not looking very possible. I mean, we could get 35% government. Screw it, man. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna freaking try it. Let's go, boys. Give me that education. Give me right now the education. 35% chance enactment. Don't mind if I do, baby. Oh, so that's also because Hyoge Saigo is a reformer, so that really just piles up. Okay, that fixed basically all of our issues right there. With this passed means we can get up to maximum institution level for this. That does mean 50% Shinto monks devour without political strength. So maybe it's also time for me to get rid of state religion now and get public education. Okay, we got one more company we can get as well. So let's go for Kyushu Minerals. I feel like this is not so bad because we do need some extra coal throughput, and fertilizers need some help too. Looks like we did take a little bit of a hit with the government changes though. Can I increase this if I get the Hayman in? No. Okay, well, it'd be like that sometimes. This guy is hated. Oh my god, they hate his guts. Wow. On the bright side, we have officially surpassed all the other great powers when it comes down to GDP. Now it's time to surpass them when it comes down to prestige as well. So that means it's time for us to start expanding outside of our borders and just get as many provinces as possible. I've already recruited a few more frigates so I can do some naval invasions, and it's also time to increase the amount of construction sectors, seeing as we're already making way more money than we're spending. I love the foreign emulation tick, so we can either get some success chance here, or again some more success chance and we piss off the British, or the best part, we can progress the enactment success chance by 1, so we go straight to voting for the cost of just pissing off the peasants a little bit. Oh snaps, I don't have bureaucracy now. No. No, who's off for us, boys. We got to get some more bureaucracy. Also, let's go ahead and gun for commercialized agriculture. That's going to be a big step also, because it's going to encourage people to be more on the side of the trade unions, and the trade unions have a lot of legislation that we would like to pass as we progress towards the end part of the campaign. Oh, look at that. Ethiopia almost unified, guys. Gojam's on fire right now. They're allied to the Egyptians. They got 6 million GDP and 8.9 million population. It would be actually fairly cheap for me to puppet them, and that's a lot of potential resources I could grab from there. Maybe I should attack one of these adjacent areas, conquer it, so then afterwards I can puppet Gojam, and maybe even take some land from Egypt too, maybe the Sinai. That would be a nice entrance for Japan into the world scene. Looks like the only alliances that these guys have is basically amongst each other, so it wouldn't be too difficult for me to grab some land first. Seems like Lahej is getting no help from anyone, and Lahej still, after so long, has no units. Oh my god, finally we got steel frame buildings. That means we can actually start ramping up our construction sectors, and we also can do another 5 construction sectors in our provinces. Switching over to the steel frame buildings requires a lot more steel and glass, so before I do that, I will build some more. I'll queue up some more steel and glass, and I'm gonna slowly start doing it. So basically turn one construction sector in a state, then the other one, then the other one, and so on, the more glass and steel that I get. Cannot believe we've got actual Japanese units invading the Middle East. I mean, we're basically role-playing America at this point, aren't we? Ooh, there's a situation in the south. Oh yeah, baby. Gibbity bobbity boo. What do you want to give me? You want to be my subject? Ooh. Problem is I cannot really reach these guys. I would be able to fight if Zulu actually stays on their side. Alright, looks to me like Zulu did decide to stay on their side, so that's pretty good, because now we can just do a little bit of a cheeky invasion here. So this sucks actual pee-pee. How do I put this? The British screwed me over. They attacked Zulu at the same time, and I cannot reach Orange because Zulu doesn't exist anymore, and I have to attack Transvaal Gaza now in order to reach Orange and actually win that war. So that's pretty messed up. And yes, in case you're wondering, I have to both conquer Transvaal and Gaza, and I cannot puppet Transvaal, so I actually have to literally take both provinces, which is why I now have 35 infamy. Holy schnagadongs. Holy actual schnagadongs, boys. Come on, I hope I get this done before Orange actually capitulates my current protectorate. Alright, we managed to get there. Beautiful. These are skirmishers, and I think they do not have no, they got irregulars and line infantry. Yeah, we should easily be winning these battles. Come on. Oh shit, what? We're losing? Oh my god. I actually might need to get some more units in that case in there. You know what, buddy? We gonna be defending. We gonna be real defending now. There we go. Chill for a while until we actually get some reinforcements, or this is gonna end up really badly for us. I genuinely cannot believe I'm getting bullied by a bunch of irregular natives here. Oh, we got Lorenzo. Hail. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that's ours. I was a little bit worried. I thought it's Britain's because we got literally the same freaking color on the map. I was gonna be like, how did Britain even get this one as well, man? Come on. Okay, our troops are about to arrive, so that means we're about to get ready to push into the enemy troopers. There we go. Juicy Strombushchi. That's it. That's it, baby. Let's go now. Please don't capitulate, Orange. Please don't capitulate, Orange. I got a really bad feeling that they're gonna capitulate as soon as I get to the border with them. Come on, come on. Push, 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 push. push. All right, we're liberating. We out here liberating, boys. All right, we've annexed Orange. That means Orange is now our protectorate, so we can start improving relations with them since they are rebellious, apparently. Oh, and we can rival the Americans and the Greeks. I mean, that's just historical right there. Everybody knows the Greeks are the biggest enemy to democracy and to the Japanese. I mean, come on. Because we have a little bit of infamy, we're gonna relax. We're not gonna attack anyone soon, but our next target is gonna be the Marina Kingdom, since this is where both rubber and coal reside, and we need a lot of both of those. South Marina alone should have about 80 coal or something of the sorts. There you go, 80 coal. Oh, we got 10 gold mines we can build up in Transvaal. Hails yeah, buddy. You know, this preserved state religion movement would actually rebel against us if we didn't have all of our institutions maxed out. So gotta be thankful that we managed to get those done beforehand. I kind of feel like maybe I shouldn't go total separation yet because I only have 36 million people as Shinto out of 50. So if I preserve state religion for like 5-6 more years, I could probably turn everybody to Shinto. But then again, I really need to change to public schools because I don't want to get the Shinto to get so much power what they have right now. The Shinto church is basically the strongest one out of all the interest groups. So sometimes sacrifices have to be made. You really cannot just win everything. And we also started colonizing into the Guinea areas. What is this? Interest, foreign investment rights. Grant us foreign investment rights in their country. Okay. And British want a trade agreement. I think we already had one, didn't we? I've been trading with you bastard. I thought that I had an agreement. What happened, actually? Wait, so we now have a movement to preserve racial segregation that has more people in it than the one to enact cultural exclusion. I am so confused what to do. It's insane. I feel like the cultural exclusion is simply just a byproduct of all of these guys wanting it, but not actually the population wanting it. So, you know what? Screw it, bro. I'm gonna cancel this. Holy mother of God. I literally just instantly gained 1.6 thousand bureaucracy from having canceled that. That is insane. I think the best choice for me is to go for free trade now, since that's gonna allow me to have more competitiveness and it's gonna allow me to make more money off of my trades that I'm already making a buttload out of, with engines actually being my main trade for some freaking reason. France is just not building any engine factories or some shit. I don't know. But I'm not complaining. You know what? I'm actually okay with the French not building their own engines and letting me build it for them. We got 25% of the landing progress, so we got 1 battle down, 3 more battles down, or 2 more battles, and there you go. We got it. Now we got 26 of these units, but we're gonna bring in the rest of the army because we're also fighting Gojam, which has a slightly bigger army than Giletti's got. The end result, of course, is gonna be that we're gonna be puppeting both of them, canceling the slavery and the war absence, everything else. So we're gonna be growing essentially our power block. We need more members so we can start getting mandate a little bit faster. Right now we're getting super slow mandate because we don't have many memberships, and the best way to add members is to force people to join. Oh, okay. Well, looks like we have a few options here. We can either enable wage subsidies or regulatory bodies. I'm kind of in the process of getting poor laws. Maybe I can go for wage subsidies and then I can still get poor laws afterward. I hope. Let's see. How's that looking? 15% chance. Okay. Well, let's see how it goes. Oh, we get an extra 15% from this one. Yeah, I'm down for that actually. Poor laws is a little bit better than wage subsidies because poor laws also means we get political strength reduction when populations receive welfare. So the poors cannot weigh in as much as everybody else can. We also need to bunker down here and just defend until the rest of the army arrives. Get out of my face, buddy. Get your face out of my woman's mouth. Wait, what? I said get your mouth out of my woman's face. No, that's not it, is it? Get your motherfucking slap on my butthole? God damn it. What did the famous Will say? I completely forgot. Oh, I remember now. He said, I'm gonna ruin my whole career. There we go. The cavalry has arrived and the natives are gonna get their asses handed to them. Thank you so much, Gojam, for unifying Ethiopia for me. I really do appreciate it. I cannot express how much I appreciate it, really. Yay! 2 Vassalias. There you go. Join my block, you scumbags. Join as a... Oh, look at that. It went from 3 years to 32 months now because we're getting significantly more mandate because we got more members. So I think the play is going to be to just add everybody that I can possibly add to my little power block. I'm going to finish it off now because it's coming up on 2 hours of recording. So I want to edit this down to as low as possible so it's more viewable. Don't forget to use my link in description if you like to get the DLC for yourself. And let's get that like so we get the third and final part of this campaign while we play it all the way up to 1936.